Yer. What up? What up? Welcome to episode 2 of the Straight Bars Podcast. I am your host, Angel, and I'm back. We got to keep this up. We got to keep this going. Episode 2, Straight Bars Podcast. How's everyone doing out there? Hope everyone's doing well, wonderful. It's getting chilly in New York City. Slang term of the day is brick. When somebody say it's brick, that means it's fucking cold. All right? So in this episode, we're going to touch on a few things. I realize now after listening to my first episode, I said I didn't want to get too preachy. It was a lot of life coaching. And there's nothing wrong with that. You know, this podcast, Straight Bars Podcast, is being spoken from a perspective of a young millennial. So really that 30 to 40, I want this podcast to have an inclusion of all demographics, teenagers, the YNs, which we'll get to later, but maybe someone who's over their 40s could find something that they relate to in this podcast. And, that young man is spitting bars like anybody, the old heads. So that's what it's about. I want people to know that although they may be entering a new phase in their life, like I said, my millennials, I got y'all back. Things happen, positions change, your position change, other people's position change, which in turn has a cause and effect down the chain reaction type shit. And now, if your job has seniority, for example, and for some reason you lose your position because someone with more seniority, maybe took your slot at work. Well, it wasn't by choice, but you have to adjust on the fly and adapt, or else you just get lost and, it's just a whole mess of things. So this is what this podcast is here for. Hopefully I can give you some tidbits and to let you know there's other people who may be going through certain similar situations. But anyway, that was the first episode. I wanted it to land a certain way. But this is why we keep going, to improve and get better every episode. Right? So this episode 2 of the Straight Bars Podcast, we're going to touch on the identity crisis going on in New York City. Identity crisis? What is he talking about? There's an identity crisis going on in the city of New York. And that's the YN takeover. The YN takeover has been in full effect for, I want to say, it's getting close to 5 years. I feel like the last 3 years is viral. All these trends, and the quarter zips is back. The YN takeover is in full effect. But I'm here. I'm here to stand for my millennials. All my niggas in their 30s, my 28s, 28, 29s, 30s. I'm here for you. We can stop the YN takeover together. So we're going to touch on that, but also getting a little bit in depth with it, like comparing, contrasting our generations, like now that the new generations of kids are here. And I'm like, what? Y'all do this? Y'all be saying that? Riz, it's all over the place. So, what is this, Generation Alpha? Whoever these new niggas are, they have been invading the New York City spaces, right? And one of my favorite places, if you don't know from episode 1, is the deli. I be at the deli. Don't get it fucked up though. Some delis, that's a no-go. You know, I need to know you got a bodega cat somewhere sleeping in this bitch. You know, I gotta know the vibes is official tissue. If the Ock is cleaning the grill right before he put your order in the grill, you good. You know, you gotta peep these type of things. He wearing the gloves. If he got the black gloves on, whoo, bacon, egg, and cheese about to be fire. You know what I'm saying? Like, these key things you pick up. Like, my eye is trained to pick up on these things when I walk into a deli I've never been to before. But yeah, back to this new generation. By the way, Straight Bars Podcast, Instagram, YouTube, X, Twitter, whatever you want to call it. Go ahead, follow the page, like a vid if you like it, leave a comment, all that good shit, and subscribe. So, the YN takeover. They've been invading the places that I like to frequent, being the deli. You know, I'm there calm and quiet. Maybe I'll grab a bottle of water or some type of bev, because you always need a bev whenever you get something at the deli to eat. And it's just a rambunctious group of kids, like, ski masked up, like, yo, you ordered already? Damn, like, I did, but it's like, are you asking me or are you telling me? Like, you that hungry, nigga? Why you so mad for? It's like the anger, the it's just so rude. So they just all up in the deli, you know, and that's cool. The deli is for everyone. I'm not saying they shouldn't be in the deli. The deli needs business. I'm never going to say the YNs can't be in the deli. However, the quantity of them is starting to get eye-opening. For the most part, they're just hanging out in the deli, staring at the potato chips rack, $3.50 in the pocket, $3 and some change in the pocket. So you good at today's prices, you good for maybe a bag of chips and a pack of, not even, like, they stressed. Like, yo, should I get the Buffalo Ranch or the salt and vinegar? Like, dog, you've been staring at just pick one, son. And then you got, and they smart. I got to give it to the YNs. They are smart. You got one dude at the counter putting all the shit he's about to get and all of his man shit that they all about to get. He said, yo, put that there for me. Then he'll go back and browse. Like, they dead shopping in the deli. Come back with a Gatorade. He said, yo, get me one of those. His mans will go get him his Gatorade, put that on the counter. But the one dude is like protecting all the stuff that they're about to buy until it's time to cash out. Like, they adding it to the cart in real time until it's time to hit purchase. And I'm like, damn, y'all really running like a whole crew. I fuck with that. But it just be so packed sometimes. At least the deli I go to, that shit be packed. And I'm seeing a line of kids thinking like, okay, you know, maybe school just got out. They all getting their sandwiches and bevs. And nah, what you think that line is for? I'm thinking they ordering stuff to some grub. They lining up for the vapes. Oh my God, the vapes. They're in the deli for the vapes. No food. You got a white ring around your mouth because you haven't eaten or drank nothing all day, but you got 20 cash for this nicotine vape. And they over here comparing the flavors like, and the Ock don't give a fuck. He's like, yo, I'm making bread off these kids. I don't even know if it's legal to, you know what? We not even going to speak on the business because I fuck with Ock. I do fuck with Ock, even though he be wilding with the water, but that's my man's. Watch episode 1 if you want to understand the context behind that. So they just there lining up with the vapes. Cashing out on 3-4 vapes. Yo, I just made like $120. Crazy. The deli, like I said, is for everyone. You're gonna see some old heads in there. But even the old heads, they used to be loud with their shit, smoking a cigarette in the store. Now you see they kind of more reserved, playing the cut, having like a gentleman meeting somewhere nice and quiet. Cause the YNs is just, yo, fuck you talking about? Yo, like just arguing amongst each other, just loud. And then there's me just trying to get in and get out, greet the Ock, yahala. Like, them really my peoples. So I just think like that difference between now and then, growing up, getting older, approaching my 30s, I see it. I see it in 4K. And let's talk about the culture that we had growing up, right? Millennials, that's how I like to consider myself. We grew up on real New York City rap shit. Biggie, Nas, Jay, Mobb Deep, Dipset even, 50. Like, that's real New York shit. The lyrics really mattered back then. The lyrics was like important, like there were songs at the time coming up that molded and was like the background, or how do you say, the soundtrack to us coming up. You know what I'm saying? Like, it was real, raw, authentic, hard-hitting music. It's something that is never, it's like it became a part of you, you know what I'm saying? Like when you walked in the spot and you heard dum 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 dum, that what? Candy shop? You felt like you was unstoppable. Like, yo, yo, any nigga try me right now. You know what I'm saying? Like, it even have to be like nothing out of the ordinary. Just a car going past you. It's like, yo, he's playing a new song. Like, it was really that type of hype. You know what I'm saying? Like, I think even New York had, because, there's a golden age of hip hop and stuff like that. But I think New York in itself had its own, like, gold rush, if you want to call it. Like, again, we're talking about back then, not now. So I might mention a record like Fat Joe Lean Back. Lean Back was dope. It was fire. Like, it was, again, these are songs that I'm hearing, like, just playing in my headphones, like, feeling like I'm that nigga at a young age. When I'm hearing Jadakiss, why? And he starts bugging in the middle of the verse, like, why nigga gotta do 85% of your time? Why do niggas lie on 85% of their rhymes? Like, he was going crazy. That shit hit. when you heard Ballin', Jim Jones, everybody was playing that song. Fab was going crazy, like already with the mixtapes and stuff. Shout out to Dat Piff. If you know, you know. You know, and the soul tape era stuff, but you know, eventually he broke through the mold with You Be Killing Them. It goes even for the iPhone 4 commercials. Um, you know, the locks, money, power, respect, we gonna make it. You know, then you have big puns. Even still, like he already passed, but I'm still a young kid and I'm hearing like, I'm not a player, but I fuck a lot. Like, oh shit. This nigga spitting, whoever this is. Shit, damn, I'm forgetting like Jay-Z, fucking Hard Knock Life, Dead Presidents, Mobb Deep. This was that golden era from the 90s, but it trickled over into the 2000s for the millennials to grab onto, which is why I said like 50 is 2000s. He's not really 90s. You know what I'm saying? Like Fab is 2000s. He's not really 90s. Fat Joe is 2000s. Not really 90s. But they at one point these niggas had the city on lock. You know, and these were the soundtracks uh, um to my upbringing. I remember DJ Clue and I remember the first time I heard Joe Budden until I started getting older, right? Now I got I got a little thing for my vision is expanding. Now I'm interested in girls. I'm interested in females, the club scene. You know, maybe I'm 14, 15, but they had an 18 and under club. Fuck you talking about? I was still I was still trying to get it popping. So we graduate from that gritty New York lyricism, and now we got T-Pain. I'ma buy you a drink. Ooh. What? Like I said, 50 in the club, still hitting like there was a bunch of songs that now is the background music to for you to start getting interested in girls. I was just more now in the club scene. Like I'm 16, I'm trying to see what's going on. You know, Pitbull, Flow Rider. Then you had LMFAO with Party Rock Anthem. I'm sexy and I know it. It's corny, but yo, these were club hits. And don't get me wrong with the shot, 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 shot. Another hit that in my childhood in New York City was prevalent. You had French Montana, Shot Caller. Remember when Meek Mill came out with House Party, Tiger, Rack City? You know, like this is when you started going to social gatherings. You know, somebody was on the Ox. They had Drake, best I ever had. It was like, all right, like now the shorties is around. Drake hit the scene. Thank me later. Find your love. He went crazy on his R&B shit. Right. So now it's 2016. Like I said, 2016 needs its own dedicated episode. But One Dance by Drake. Come on, dog. That song was crazy. Another Drake hit with Rihanna, actually. Work, 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 work. Had the streets all smashed. That's when you started getting the shorties. You know, I wasn't the most handsome nigga, but I was still good. I was getting my shorties. Shout out Koba. You know, then I remember my first real song hearing outside, like in the summertime. Me like being conscious that there's like girls coming around and shit is when I heard Bedrock by Young Money and Tiger and all of them. That's a childhood memory for me. Like over 15 years ago. Everybody remember Big Sean dance as. Like that song was a smash. You know, Watch the Throne had just came out. There was a lot of songs. I don't know, man. This is just my era, so I'm being a little bit like stuck in the past. Oh shit, you know what else came out? Chief Keef. Love Sosa? Crazy, bro. Crazy, bro. You know what I'm saying? So it's a lot of songs that came out. And the iPod just started to get cracking. So you really had to find the album that just came out or the songs that was hitting hard at the time, find the file, right? Download it illegally. Shout out LimeWire. You see that's something that the YNs don't know. Getting files off LimeWire. And yo, let me tell you something, yo. Sometimes the copyright motherfuckers, whoever's out there, they will catch you. I know some of y'all got letters sent to the crib talking about, yo, you downloaded 2 gigabytes of fucking, it's getting hot in here. And yo, they caught niggas. Oh shit. And then you get in trouble when the parents open the letter. Yo, why they sending, you was downloading shit? Damn, niggas. What? I thought I was good. But for real. And then you showing up to school with all the new music in your iPod, and you was cool for that. Like, you was really cool for that. You know, like, I remember getting my first iPod. But, matter of fact, before that, yo, my mom gave me a CD player, dog. One CD. I got 3 of them in my backpack every day at school. It was battery powered. So, you know, I'm cooked if I don't got the double A's in the back pocket. And I really had a CD player. Word to everything. If I could remember the brand, could be Sony. That shit was gray. I had headphones probably from like an airplane, cheap shits. But that was everything to me, yo. Like I said, like the experiences you have as a youth, it carries on for much further in life than you could possibly imagine. You know, so everyone out there who's a kid or got one on the way, be present in your child's life. Like, show them your past and your history so they could try to gain an understanding. Because at the end of the day, they kids. All they know is what they've been shown. And once they start going to school, is you start losing a little bit of the influence. You know, because they say, and I really fuck with this saying, it's like, you want your kids' like inner voice to be you. You know what I'm saying? Like, and I really didn't understand that until I was way, way older. But yeah, when you're doing stuff that you're not supposed to do, you kind of hear one of, or if not both of your parents' voices. Like, yo, I know they don't want me doing this right now. So even that hesitation of whether you decide to still do whatever you was gonna do or not, the fact that you thinking about them and what they taught you matters. So I just think that's a good, cool little nugget, to pass down. Uh, and the success rate varies. But anyway, like I was saying, it's real interesting when you think about the dynamic of how the YNs really like look at things in the music world, and they're listening to like TikTok. You know what I'm saying? Like that's how they get their music. You'll see them with no headphones playing the same clip over and over. Like you're not even playing the whole song, my G. You just heard the same 20 seconds 5 times. He's like, yeah, yo, this song is fire. What if the artist you listen to in the third verse, she's like saying some bullshit and you don't know? Back then the songs was a verse, a hook, second verse, a hook, maybe a bridge. And if they was really like that, you get in a third verse and ending with a hook again. Even the effort was more apparent back then. Um, so yeah, man, it's just like an important part of the 2000s, 2010s that I definitely feel like it's vanishing at a rapid rate. So shout out to the millennials, cause I know y'all hear me, I know y'all feel me. It's hard, bro. Like I'm having a bad day with no headphones. A day with no headphones comes in concert with a bad day. Facts. You can almost guarantee it. Like, damn, I left my headphones. Like, maybe somebody sent you a voice note, you're playing this shit on speakerphone. Like, you a 65-year-old Spanish woman. They listen to everything. When they on the phone, listening to a voice note, or they on the phone, everything is in speaker. Why? Why y'all do that? I don't get it, man. It don't make sense. But anyway, yeah, man. Back to these YNs. I can't deal with it. I need to stop. I don't care if it's me versus the whole city. The YN takeover needs to stop. Even when it comes to fashion, you know, the Nike Techs, that's armed, yo, that's armed robbery. Yo, that used to just be some chill attire, like for real. Now it's like fit. Like it's literally like it's almost like having a BMW if you a YN or Mercedes. When you got like Nike Tech and then you got multiple, like you got different flavors of the Nike Tech, you really him in YN world. The gray, the red, the black with the white, like you got multiple flavors. You're really doing some shit in their world. Then you got the other YNs that they wearing this little Uzi Playboy Cardi cyberpunk futuristic box looking outfits. Like they just like, my era, I guess we'll call it alternative, but I wanna talk to some alternative people from that culture, from my age group, and I wanna ask them what they think about the YN alternative. They different. They really zen, so they might just accept everyone. But I want to hear the ones that have a real opinion about it. Cause how you already being different and going against the grain. Now you have the generation under you that's taking what you guys did And it's almost like they losing the whole meaning of it, or maybe they just taking it to a whole nother level, right? So we got the fashion, the music, the behaviors. It's different, but I do fuck with the YNs on a certain level. I do like how they haven't lost the meaning of being in a group, or as we like to call it, mobbing. When I was coming up in school, we were mobbing, and we have the subgroups, people that you call your friends. It might be at that time like anywhere between 8 to 15 of y'all. But when the whole school was out, everyone got out at a certain time, and the whole school was out, like really outside. It was over hundreds of kids walking down to a certain park, walking down to a certain strip of the block, because we're not trying to be too close to the school. We just trying to vibe, do our thing. The ones who were smoking finally got the time to smoke. All that shit. I like that the YNs still have that ritual. And it might be worse because they'd be flooded. The sidewalks, that's the new playground. Like for them, they don't care. They don't need a park. They don't need nothing. A sidewalk, that's the whole vibe right there. Just chilling on the sidewalk, Nike Techs, North Face, bubble coats. That's the vibe for the YNs. But I fuck with them for that. At least they got some type of togetherness like we had. Another thing I fuck with halfway is the slang. Oh my goodness. The slang, the YN slang. And this New York, because this is a New York-based podcast. But some of the slang is really going overboard. I'm not gonna lie. So not too long ago, a few weeks ago, I posted something on my Instagram about this very topic. So the story is how it goes. I was in a pizzeria getting a little slice for my lunch. A little slice, nothing crazy. Grab a bev, and maybe I had some water or my water bottle already. Just something normal, real quick, in and out. Normal shit, right? As I'm waiting for my slice to be made and prepared so I could leave and pay, or pay and leave, I got this kid. I'm not going to call him a kid. He was a young man. Basically a YN. YN, by the way, is a young nigga. These young niggas, they taking over. So anyway, this YN pulls up, right? And he goes up to the counter at the pizzeria. He says, "Yo, let me get a sliggy. I'm trying to get a sliggy." And I just my brain just was baffled. I couldn't really comprehend what I just heard. I'm literally listening to something in my AirPods, and I'm sorry, I had to pause it because I just could not understand what my ears just heard. And I said, no, I gotta pause this. I need to see if I heard what I heard. And lo and behold, he said it again. I'm trying to get a sliggy with pepperoni. And at that point, my world just it got flipped upside down. I'm not gonna hold you. Because he's talking about a slice of pizza. I've never heard a slice of pizza being called a sliggy. A sliggy? No. And I just realized I'm getting old. I need to move. I need to leave New York City. This over. They won. Y'all can have the city. So at that point, I realized he's trying to order a slice. And I had to just look at him. I need to see the face of a person who would dare call a slice of pizza a sliggy. I would have gave you more respect if you said a slizzy. Shout out my nigga Cash Cobain, Slizzy Gang. You could have, that would have been G. That would have been fire. Yo, I'm trying to get a slizzy. Whoa, oh, yo, I fuck with that. But it didn't go that way. My man said, yo, I'm trying to get a sliggy with pepper. Boy, if you don't get the, I just couldn't believe it. So this slang has taken a turn for the worse. I'm gonna say it. I'm sorry. You know, I couldn't believe it, y'all. Let me not catch any of y'all trying to make that a thing. Especially if you look like around my age. If I ever hear you say, "Let me get a sliggy," it's up for you. It's up for you. I'm calling you out. I'm putting you on blast. It's over. Because Glizzy was we had to accept the Glizzy. It was a thing. Fuck it. It's here. I'll accept it. Pause. Pause now. 100%. But yeah, no, man. This is just the difference in our cultures. But it's almost like, damn, they kids though. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, there's so many differences between us and them. But you could point to some similarities. You know, so it's not totally night and day all the time. But in that moment, when I heard Sliggy, yo, I'm trying to, man, that shit was day and night for real. So another difference I want to point out, I do feel like the YNs have some type of like attention span issue. You know what I'm saying? Like I on a like not to be serious, but a little bit more serious, I really do think there's some type of like ADHD going on. I'm not misdiagnosing anybody because that shit is very real. Even myself, I'll say it all the time. Why am I doing that? Oh, it's just my ADHD. Like I throw that shit around all the time. Millennials, for real, we used to binge TV shows. You understand? We used to hear about a show or watch the first episode of a show, recommend it to someone, and because we know it's that good, you know, and we'll binge. If someone that was lacking, yo, why you haven't seen this episode? Is the best show out right now. Word of mouth, that type of thing. You're gonna go home and binge and come back to school or whatever the next day, hit the group chat. Yo, I just saw season 1 and 2. You were right. Thank you. And now you got 5, 6 seasons of a show to binge, and you probably knocking it out in like a week or two. You know, maybe less. I know I did that like for sure. But the YNs, I don't even think they could watch a movie, yo. I don't even think they could watch a movie. Fuck binging a season of a show with real character development and plot and storytelling. I don't even think they could watch a movie. I don't believe it. I will pay money to see them sit through like Interstellar. I will pay money to see. Let me see you watch this 3+ hour movie. What is it? 2 hours and 50 minutes? Basically 3 hour movie about niggas trying to leave Earth and find potential life on nearby planets and nearby solar systems. Let me see you getting and let me know you really digested that shit and give me a summary without no chat GPT. I got money on it. Boss. I got money on it. But yeah, so I don't know, man. The YN takeover it's absurd. You know what I'm saying? We at the gym, headphones, real clean, minimal. T-shirt, sweatpants, maybe a hoodie on, headphones, water bottle. That's it. Maybe add your AirPods to the workout if you don't got headphones. The new generation is tripod. iPhone on the tripod, multiple angles, right? Checking themselves out every 30 seconds. My man, you just got to the gym. And you malnourished, so you're not even up yet. It's just content and media over and over and over, and I get it. And you can't disrespect the YN either, because you might get boomed. You might get boomed. You can't disrespect a YN because they don't know how to take that type of criticism. Like everything to them is like fuck you just said, nigga. Like it's just this aggression. It's like, yo, I was just trying to tell you something, give you some advice. Why are the YN so mad? What happened? I know what happened. We was growing up, we getting shit from the deli. Damn, I love the deli, bro. I can't stop talking about the We was getting food, chips, and this, and the total was $3 for 2 bags of chips, a Kit Kat, and shout out to those little juice, those little barrel juice drinks we used to drink that was terrible for us. But niggas bought them. And we was paying $3. What can you possibly buy today for $3? God bless you if you can make it out of there with 3 items for $3. Like on some real shit. That's why I think they're so mad. Cause we was getting bacon, egg, and cheese at lunch. Or if you was lit like that, you was coming to school with your bacon, egg, and cheese in the morning, and that smell was just smacking everyone in the room. Like, damn, who got a bacon, egg, and cheese? Damn, nigga, I didn't have enough time. It's like, you was lit. First of all, you was lit if you came to school with any type of food that don't have like an iced coffee, because now you trying to be grown and shit. Like, nigga, you in 9th grade, relax. But they was doing it. I know, yo, shout out to y'all. But now, bacon, egg, and cheese, please. That's my slogan. Bacon, egg, and cheese, please. $7. The YNs ain't they not doing that. $3.50 for a chopped cheese. Chopped cheese is $13. A New York City delicacy. How legendary is the chopped cheese? It's up for the chopped cheese. And don't get it on a hero. Because you got money now. If you get sandwiches on a hero, you got money. The YNs is not getting the $13 chopped cheese at will. You know what I'm saying? It's like, for you to spend that bread, it's because, nah, nigga, like, you treating yourself. Because $13 chopped cheese is crazy. You know, so I think that's what's fueling their rage. It's like they need a hug. You know what I'm saying? Like the attention span, the all that type of stuff. I think it's just because they was raised by screens, raised by iPads. You know what I'm saying? Like, where's the respect and the manners? The YNs call everybody bro. I still say excuse me. And that's the bare minimum. I'll still say excuse me. You know, and being from New York, you might say it with an attitude because it's like, oh, like, fuck out my way. Like, I'm not going to say that unless you're some drunk motherfucker or you just in the way on purpose. But yeah, you know, there's a difference in in your tonality is what I'm trying to say. Oh, sorry, excuse me. Right? It's like you're being kind, like trying to be polite. And then you got the excuse me. Like, oh, nigga just brushed me, like, nigga just pushed me, basically. You can't do that these days with to the YNs. Fuck you mean, excuse you. Excuse you, nigga. Like, it's coming right back at you instantly. Like, their comebacks, like the ability to just snap right back at you, they got it. I'm not even getting into a back and forth with a YN because they got too much social anxiety. They ready to let off at any minute. You know what I'm saying? Like, we grew up outside. The YNs, I don't know if they grew up outside. You know, like that Roblox shit. If you don't know Roblox, it's some internet game where you could play online with your friends. Kind of like what was that game? Club Penguin? It's like Club Penguin, dog. Except they got straps. They could give their character a dark Caesar and wear some chains and the Cartier frames on the. They could swag out their character to the max. Pulling up in Ferraris, Lambos, any type of foreign car. They dripped out in that game. They are like, that's their personality. I think that's who they really think they are. I think the YNs walk around like they are their own Roblox characters. You know what I'm saying? Like, maybe that's what it is. Maybe I just cracked the code. You know, whenever we was doing on the internet, it was a privilege, especially if your household only had one PC. If you only had one computer in your household and you had to share it, it was a privilege for you to get an hour, hour and a half. Anything over that, it's like, yo, I'm a gamer, nigga. And I'm just playing fucking solitaire. Like, regular shit. And don't let me get on the internet. We had dial up. Yeah, we had to wait for that shit to click until you see the little avatar. And then you could hop on AIM and talk to your friends like, yo, my dad just let me use the computer. What's up, bro? Yo, you did your homework? Like, we was just in the chat talking shit, making little display names and all that stuff. The YNs, the Wi-Fi speed cracking. They got the most elite Wi-Fi. Our shit was a little jumpy. You got to unplug the Ethernet, put it back in the router. You might have to call, and it'll be like 4 hours until the internet came back. I remember these things. So, you know, I can't shit on the YNs, but sometimes it feels like it's such a disconnect. Like, it's too far apart. You know what I'm saying? Like, so anyway, back to speaking about the YN takeover and all these other things. I wanted to talk about New York City train etiquette. Right? I just wanted to speak on how my New York City train takers, how are you moving on the train, right? Because it's so hard for you to feel comfortable on a New York City train. I don't know if you'll ever be comfortable. Even if you take the train every day, you kind of have to exhale and get ready for that mental trip of going from uptown to downtown. It don't matter. Transferring in between trains. You know what I'm saying? Like, me personally, I'm super like quiet, headphones, minding my business. Like, if I'm wearing a hat, brim low, real calm New York City shit, right? And then, of course, I look to my left. The train just left the stop. Please stand for the close, right? You hear that message. And I see a fucking tripod. Why do I see a tripod in the middle of my train? At the end of the train car and it's 2 girls filming a TikTok. I can't escape it. I can't escape it. No matter how much you try, we've all seen them. Just a pair of girls or whoever it is, these YNs and the YGs, the young girls, just doing a corny ass dance, right? Because you don't hear the music, the audio that they're jamming to. You just see them doing a dance. And what are they? They look like crackheads. What they doing? Oh, then you realize they're looking down at a phone and they're recording and filming a TikTok. So this is it, y'all. This is how New York City has changed. You know, I remember having to find a library to print shit. You heard? We didn't have a printer in the crib. And when we did, shit used to be fucked up. I ain't gonna lie. Whenever I needed it, at least it was like, damn, she ain't got no ink. I don't even know how to use a printer. Like, it might have had ink. I don't know. For real. But I definitely remember printing more shit at the library than ever printing shit at the crib. 100%. And you know, the libraries, that should be closing at 5. I think the latest the libraries used to close was 7. And they was dying for you to get out. Like, you know, the libraries used to be lit. Internet cafe, you could go after school, get on the guest Wi-Fi, whatever they had, and play internet games. I'm on CartoonNetwork.com, FlashGames.com. Stop playing with me. I was playing my internet games at the library. Because like I said, my house was a 1-computer household as a young kid. Right? And my dad didn't even really let me play video games. Like, he used to be mad. He's like, yo, I giving you the privilege. Right? He'll speak to me with that sternness in his voice. I'm giving you the privilege of using my computer. And this is what you do with it? You playing video games? He kicked my ass off that shit. I'm like, damn. Like, I can't. I went to the library. Me and my brother, we would have gone to the library just to see if we could get in. There were seats available. If they would let us in. Oh, you need a library card. Fuck you mean a library card? What is this, a club? And yeah, it was. It was like a real club for kids. That's what we did at the library. The YNs is doing homework on the iPads. I don't even know if they got composition notebooks for these niggas. Like, I'm gonna keep it a buck. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm pretty sure we would have taken advantage of these things if we could afford them, just like they do. You know? Again, maybe that's what they used to. You know, scribbling on the iPad or not even taking notes in class. I'll just take a picture of it. Now you got 45 minutes to just fuck around in class because you got all the notes in your photo library. Make it make sense, man. I started doing that in college. When the professor was speaking too fast and he's like, all right, class, I'm about to erase this. You guys are good? No, nigga, hold on. I'm taking the phone out now because you really forcing me to do this. He's like, take a picture of it if you didn't got it all. And that's what I had to do. And I'm talking about in college. I love the YNs. I got a bunch of cousins. They are in the literal era of their YNs. 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. Right? And it's funny because I'm just now starting to reconnect with them after they were all babies and, you know, I'm living my life, they're living their life. I had a couple of my cousins reach out to me. I'm like, oh, what's up? Like, what a nice surprise. How y'all doing? How y'all been? Just to realize that the very thing that I'm trying to eliminate is in my family. But I can't do it. I can't do it. They're my family, but maybe I could take the Y out of the N, you know? Like just be a nigga. Don't be a young nigga. You know, I don't know, but honestly, I'm proud of these kids, so they could do whatever they want. But for sure though, they some real gangsters. I'm like, yo, you too young to be acting like this, throwing up, not even throwing up gang signs, but we should just throw up the peace sign. If that, they throwing up all types of shit. I'm just being cool, man. Nike Tech down for sure. You already know. So yeah, man. Just the early memories that I have. I remember being outside. I remember going to a park. These are the things I will cherish forever. Cause we were really outside, and then the internet came. It's like, oh, what's this? Oh, that's cool. But like, there's a party on Saturday. I'm trying to show up, go to my friend's house. Like, we were still doing stuff outside. You know, so it's just a funny thing to talk about because when I had that up close and personal experience at that pizzeria, it was just eye opening, man. You know, like Sliggy. Word, like, nah, bro. The slang is crazy, bro. We had dead ass, word, real talk. Then I remember niggas was saying, yo, you dragging it. What? I'm a dragon, nigga. What you talking? Oh, you dragging it. Like you prolonging the situation. I had to chop it down into the proper context. Like when things was over the normal limit, we would just say like, yo, that's mad boring. Yo, that's mad this. You mad corny for that word. Like, we would just say that. Even the way you would compliment somebody, like, yo, that's fly. Or you wavy. You know, if niggas wasn't fucking with that, you corny. Corny's still around. Right? You know, then I remember when Thirsty hit. What Thirsty? Oh, you thirsty, like you desperate ass nigga. You know what I'm saying? Even the generation before, it's like you still take things like word is old. Fronting, you know, but then like the internet kicked around, then you started getting acronyms and shit. BRB, IDK, LOL, TTYL. Like that was what we were coming up with. You know, talking on instant messengers. You know, instead of saying YOU, we just typed the letter U. I remember that. You know, like now it's like, nah, yo, this shit slaps. I fuck with that one though. Slaps is a good one. Oh, but nah, like, you know, every generation has their own thing, so I'm not trying to be too judgmental, you know. But they got shit like, yo, he ate right there. Hey, yo, pause. That's crazy. It's giving pause. You want me to use the new slang? It's giving pause. You know what I'm saying? Like, I fuck with drip. You know, drip is fire. You know, or the fit, you know, you got a nice fit on. Like, yeah, all that shit is cool. You know, and then if you just back then, if you wasn't doing shit, you was just around, you was like just an awkward guy or an awkward person. You didn't really like add or subtract. Like you was kind of irrelevant. You know what they calling niggas like that now? NPCs. Or NPCs like non-player characters, some shit like that. That's like a video game term, but you got NPCs now. You know what I'm saying? You took a W, you took an L. I fuck with that one. You know, but it's cool. Like each generation got their own slang, and you can't be too hard on them. You can't be too hard on them. Cause I ain't gonna lie, I be saying I'm cooked all the time. Yo, I just did a 12-hour shift. I'm cooked. I am. So yeah, I remember when Fab came out with that song Situationship, and everybody was just clinging on to that shit, not trying to claim they true lovers. Yeah, I remember some of that. Everything was a situationship. You wasn't cuffed, but you wasn't fully available if niggas was trying to holler. Like what you mean you in a situationship, shorty? Like what? These were things that were happening. The newer generation, they're very meme driven, or like their lingo is tied to like these viral sounds and shit. Like they began they slang through the internet. We was getting our shit from in school, music, videos, mixtape. Like niggas talking about Riz and Gyat and Gyat. What do you niggas was just like, damn. Mommy look fire over there. Yo. How are you gonna walk by a girl that you find attractive and in audio space, close enough so they can hear you, you're gonna say, yeah. Man, that's so disrespectful. But guess what? The YGs, the young girls, they down with it. Cause that's their lingo. That's like a cat call to them, I think. It's like he thinks I have a yacht. No, that's not a proper way to compliment a lady. You gotta have higher standards, man. Nah. Don't let these YNs gas your head up. Like it's so hard, but that's how slang reflects each generation's mindset. The YNs, they scroll short content, TikTok clips, short form content, right? That's like what they do. Scrolling and what they call it, death scrolling. I do it too, but probably late at night when I'm half asleep, when I should be sleeping. That shit is all day 24/7. Like for them, YouTube is like a show. Niggas was going to Blockbuster and renting out videos and movies and shit like that. And yo, son, you had to return that shit. Word. Or you got a violation on your account. Or they charged whatever credit card was on file, which wasn't yours. It was your parents' shit. But were we physically going to these places? To ask me, yo, son, ask me if you think a YN could go and do that shit. You know what that nigga's gonna tell me? I got Netflix at home. And I don't even blame him. Because word, Netflix is fire. Like, streaming shit at the crib, I'm totally down with it. I'm a big fan of the technology, so I'm totally down with it. But let's just say Blockbuster was still around. Would they find joy in going out and doing that shit? Because, Blockbuster was like going to GameStop. Blockbuster was like Toys R Us. It was like a thing. Oh, we going to Blockbuster. You get to pick out 2 movies. But if it's a good price, pick out 2 movies. Yo, what? That's a privilege, man. It's a privilege. And not only movies, but Blockbuster actually let you rent video games. Word, like Blockbuster wasn't just that. Like me and my brother, when my parents said we could go to Blockbuster and get some shit, we would be through the aisles like looking like PS1 games, PS2 games, and rocking out with that. And mind you, we on a time limit. We gotta return these games. You have 1-2 weeks. So we playing the game. Not only playing the game, you gotta beat the game. Cause this shit going back. And fuck around. You scratch that CD, it's over. it's over because games was like maybe $30, $40, so it was kind of lit. Like you're renting it at a cheaper price. But you scratch that CD, you grabbing your sweater, trying to rub the CD, make sure it's good, breathe on it. Like, please work, please work, please work. Word. Yeah, that's man nostalgic for me. That shit just brought me back. But I get it. Because honestly, now that I'm getting older, I'd rather be home. I prefer to be home in the comfort of all the shit that's here that's mine. I'd rather be here than be outside with nothing to do. That's I forgot what that nigga's Instagram is, but you were outside with nothing to do. You know, I got TV here, my video games here. I got all the shit I need at the crib. Cook at the crib, all that stuff. The YNs, Uber Eats. That's where all the bread goes. Word. Uber Eats, everything is just easy access. Like, where's the nostalgia? Show me something nostalgic about your childhood. Like something like that I see. I'm like, word, y'all still do that? It's hard for me to even think of it. You know, so you know what I'm saying? Like that's why I think everything with them is short term. It's fast moving. Like I think their life is a real life TikTok reel. You know, I don't know. I think they got to focus more on learning, patience, not instant gratification. You know, we have flip phones and sidekicks. You know what I'm talking about? Niggas got iPads with AI, Apple Intelligence. Nigga, the only AI I knew was Allen Iverson, nigga. Hit you with that crossover. Like, word. That was the thing when AI was being introduced, everyone was talking Allen Iverson? The question? The answers? What? Is that a shoe? Like, fuck is you talking about? AI. You know, so I don't know, man, but shout out to the YNs though. But I'm coming for y'all. I might make this a YN takeover series. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm putting the YNs down. They pushing the millennials out New York, man. But I'm not gonna stand for that. YN takeover, Straight Bars Podcast. I am your host, Angel, and we'll be back with another episode sometime soon. I don't have a scheduled yet. You know, or maybe I'll drop the YN series. Yeah, maybe we'll do that. Drop the YN series like over maybe one a week. And then we'll keep the main podcast episodes like continuous. But yeah, Straight Bars Podcast. Thanks for tuning in. If you liked it, subscribe, leave a comment on the video, double tap, share with your friends. Tell a friend to tell a friend, man. We trying to get this shit up and jumping. Bars. All right. Peace.